Greetings, YouTube. This weekend I was listening to NPR and they were talking about the song Dixie, which is very popular in the South, though it was in fact written by a Northerner. And there isn't any way around the fact that Dixie is a deeply racist song. Um, and if private citizens want to play that deeply racist song, have at it. That's your First Amendment right. However, institutions playing it, whether they be public institutions or private, that means the institution themselves endorses the song, which is why it has been struck from, say, for example, being played before games for public schools or colleges, things like that. And there are people who are very upset about this. And they had a guy on from North Carolina, and I believe it was the deputy governor. Is that what they call them? The next guy or the next person in charge. I think it's the deputy governor, who was going on about the fact that you're losing something of Southern culture if you take the Dixie song out of the public sphere, as in not being played by institutions, which would then be admitting that they are endorsing that song they are playing. And there's no way around the fact that this dude is a racist. Now, he may not think of himself as a racist, but he is marching down the white supremacist party line and trying to keep this song alive. Now, there is a context for this song to be played in schools. And that context is if you are discussing the slave era and the Civil War and propaganda therein. That is the context that this song could legitimately be played in a school setting. Other than that, it has no place on any school, K through 12 through the universities. It just doesn't have a place in these institutions. It is deeply racist, and it is a slap in the face to anyone who is a person of color. And I mean, I'm the whitest white boy that ever walked out of White Town, and I do not want to hear this song, even though I freely admit it's a catchy tune. All right? I can remember singing this as a kid because I didn't understand the context. I didn't understand what it meant. I didn't understand the words I was saying about a person longingly looking at plantation life, pining for plantation life. They did a clip of Bing Crosby singing the song in his classic Bing Crosby style, which is slower, more, almost operatic in some ways when he sang them. And when he was singing this song on film, he was in blackface. So here you have a white person pretending to be a black person, pining for the days of the plantations. That's warped and twisted. And it has no place in the modern era. And again, if you put it in context and teach it as part of the slave era and the Civil War and propaganda, Dixie has a place. But in modern everyday life, being put forth by institutions, no, it has no place. Just like all the different memorials to the Confederacy need to come down. Every single one of them. They lost. They fought to preserve slavery. Their symbols should be erased outside of a museum. We don't need them. And they are deeply insulting to people of color all across this nation. So, yeah, Dixie needs to go. And that's got some white supremacists upset. And I'm okay with that.